I really had this pivotal moment earlier this year when I was writing my chapter in this book, realizing how successful I have been over the years and what success means to me now is very different.
Trisha Stetzel is a Navy veteran, leadership coach, and founder of Results Extreme Business Solutions, empowering women-owned businesses and female veteran leaders across the U.S.
When I was young and in the military, Navy stands for Never Again Volunteer Yourself. I was young. I learned so many lessons, but it was always about, Ryan, one day at a time, right? What's coming tomorrow? What's coming the day after tomorrow? And now here we are 35 years later. That is crazy from the time that I left the military. Success to me is looking forward to how do I get to spend my time with the people that I love the most? And it's not about tomorrow.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Van Ornum back with another edition of the Milpreneur Podcast powered by Cynergists. Go to Cynergists.com, find out how to grow your business exponentially faster at a fraction of the cost. Cynergists.com. Today I have Trisha Stetzel, and man, does she have an amazing, backstory and really cool things that she's working on right now. I can't wait to get into it. Trisha, how are you today?
I'm great, Ryan. Thanks for having me on the show today.
Oh, absolutely. It's the pleasure is all ours. So excited about this. So, first of all, it's one thing to, serve in our nation's military. It's another thing to be a female in that regard. And tell us a little bit about your backstory in the Navy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the only reason I was in the Navy is because the Air Force recruiter didn't call me back. I'm just saying, Ryan, the day that I decided to interface with a recruiter, I still remember it like it was yesterday, and my memory is terrible. I was laying on the floor looking through the yellow pages. Yes, the real live yellow pages. And I called the Air Force recruiter first. They didn't answer, nor did they call me back. And I called the Navy recruiter and they said, "Oh, heck yeah, we want you right now." And so started working with the recruiter in the spring. I left for boot camp in the fall that same year, which was in 1990. Wow, I'm old. Not really, but I feel pretty old. So all the way back then, it was really cool to get a job in an air-conditioned space and not on a ship. Imagine that, right?
Right.
Females were just starting to be on ships. It wasn't a big thing. It was just starting when I joined the military. And I get a job in IT space. So for those of you who are familiar with Navy ratings, if you will, I was a CTM, which is a Cryptologic Technician Maintenance. Not only was it to be a female in the military and the Navy, it was very odd to see CTM females in the Navy as well. So I went to tech school in Pensacola, Florida for 18 months after boot camp, and my first duty station was Okinawa, Japan.
Wow.
What an amazing place to be when you're 20 years old, away from home, right? So what a great duty station. I learned so much there, moved on to Hawaii, and finally got out and went to work for the ranks of corporate. So the 8 years that I spent in the Navy is something that I would do all over again. I learned so much, Ryan. It was such an important part of my life. My husband and I always say, in order to be an adult, you have either had to serve in the military or serve people in a restaurant. Both of those jobs are really hard. But
Yeah.
that was my stint in the Navy. So I learned technical skills. I learned, how to pull fiber. I worked in the communications space. So I learned a lot from a technical perspective, but I will tell you the things that I picked up the most are more personal skills. They're the soft skills. They're the things like you got to get up and make your bed every day. You got to get up and get dressed and go to work every day. And by the way, if you've been in the military, you know what this means. You don't let things fail. You show up, you do the work, you get it done, and you make it successful no matter what it takes.
I love that. And one of the things, it's funny because I was a computer networking in 2001 and 2005. So I did your exact job in the Air Force. So I love that you have that background and, being a wire dog, working on the fiber optics, working on all the communication lines. it's something that isn't appreciated until something goes wrong. So
That's absolutely true.
so kudos to you for doing that and serving our country in those regards. And I think you're very astute when you're saying like it taught you and brought you into that next level to be able to handle the next evolution of your career, which you have your hands, your fingerprints all over all types of stuff: podcasting, author, show host, coaching aspects, consulting. I mean, it's amazing. So give a little bit of more detail over what your passions are right now.
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is, if you want to put it under a bigger umbrella, it's business leadership coaching. What does that mean? It means something different to everyone. For me, where I like to play and the thing that I'm most passionate about is helping teams have more trust, helping them communicate better, creating more clarity behind that communication, as well as the direction, the goals, the vision of that business owner or business leader that's leading that team. So, communications, trust, and mindset are a huge part of what I do. My focus is on female veterans. Doesn't mean that's the only ideal client that I work with, but that's who I stand in front of. That's where I spend most of my time, is with these female entrepreneurs or leaders who have come out of the military. Because guess what? I speak that language, oddly enough, right? So I really enjoy that space. And as you mentioned, I do have a lot of things going on. Just finished my second book collaboration. That is out. We still have a lot of work to do in that space. So not it wasn't just about the book, Ryan. It's about the mentorship of young women that comes from that experience. So we're actually going to take all of the women who collaborated on this book, Six Figure Chicks Houston Volume 1, and create this space where young women can come in and meet all of us, and we can share our stories with them and mentor these young women to be as successful as we are. That to me speaks volumes. Just finished up another publication that's going to come out later this year, where we're mentoring startups, females in startup businesses. So for those of us who have more mature businesses, we have the opportunity to mentor women in startups. So be on the listen for that later this fall, which is very exciting. And you are on my show. I do host the Houston Business Radio show. And one of the series that I do underneath that show is called Beyond the Uniform. And Ryan is well versed in that space, where I invite my fellow veterans to come on and talk about their experience, where they are today, and how their military experience really set them up for success. The last thing I'll say here, and I'm going to hand it back to you to ask me some more questions because I'm so ready for this. I'm a veteran. I'm the wife of a veteran, mother of a veteran, and daughter of a veteran, and currently sit as the chairman of the board for the Houston Regional Veterans Chamber of Commerce. So that is a huge space where I spend a lot of my time.
Man, and kudos to you. That is amazing what you the efforts that you give back to others in your community and in the veteran side of stuff as well. Being able to help people, mentor them, grow with them, man, you're doing amazing work. So thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I mean, now that you've kind of, made this transition, you kind of building, you have this like conglomerate of consulting and other opportunities that you have. Has like the definition of success changed for you?
Oh, most definitely. And I will tell you, this last book collaboration really brought it to the surface, which means that I really had this pivotal moment earlier this year when I was writing my chapter in this book, realizing how successful I have been over the years, and some of the things that I didn't actually celebrate that I should have been celebrating. And what success means to me now is very different than what it meant to me many years ago when I first started on this journey. When I was young, and I won't say dumb, when I was young and in the military, Navy stands for never again volunteer yourself. If you haven't heard that before, right? So I was young I learned so many lessons, but it was always about Ryan one day at a time, right? What's coming tomorrow? What's coming the day after tomorrow? It wasn't about what does the end of the year look like? What does 3 years from now look like? And now here we are, jolly 35 years later. That is crazy from the time that I left for the military to now. Success to me is looking forward to how do I get to spend my time with the people that I love the most. And it's not about tomorrow or the next day. It's about planning things for next year. It's about planning things 5 years from now, where I want to be. And let's see, we shouldn't call it retirement. We should call it permanent vacation. That's what I would like to call it. And those are the things that we're thinking about, right? The things that are a year out, 2 years out, 3 years out, and how you can spend more time doing the things that you love, which by the way, I love what I do. So it's not that I'm running away from anything. I'm just using what I love today to get where I want to be next year and the year after and the year after that.
Isn't it funny, like when you're able to grow into the space that you are meant to be in, that it, like, to me, it doesn't feel like a work. You know what I'm saying? It just
Yeah.
feels like an extension of who you are as a person.
And everyone should get the opportunity to do that. Everyone should get to do what they love. And they
Yeah.
all have the ability to make that happen.
One of the things that I ask a lot of people, because it's crazy once you start to get into something that you're really super passionate about, is like the unexpected opportunities that come up. Have you ever had something in the last couple of years just like fall into your lap, and you're like, yes, I need to try this. I need to be a part of this.
Yes, yes, and yes. The first book collaboration that we did 2 years ago, which was a veteran, Air Force veteran that I met. He's out of California. Frank Sakari is his name, and he's multi best-selling author. Invited several of us. I think there ended up being 19 stories in this book, and we all got to tell our story about moving from the military into the space that we're in now. Fell in my lap. Ryan, I had no idea. Even the chamber itself, the Houston Regional Veterans Chamber of Commerce, fell into my lap. I had no idea that I was going to get re-engaged in the veteran community. I had left that far behind me. For those of you who are listening, who are veterans, who are not connected to a veteran community, I get you. I wasn't either. When I left the military and joined corporate and then eventually opened my first business in 2007, I left the military behind me and I didn't re-engage until recently. Again, something that fell in my lap. Six Figure Chicks, the book collaboration that I just finished this spring, another thing that just fell in my lap. The publication that's coming out this fall, another thing. And here's the deal. I don't think that these are all just surprises. Like poof, it happened, right? I decided to ask the genie for 3 wishes. That's not it. It's the people that I engage with. I believe if you're engaging with the right people and you surround yourself with people who are bigger, better, faster, stronger, and smarter than you, those opportunities are going to come up because they're looking out for you just as you're looking out for them.
I love that. And it's like a rising tide raises all ships, right? Like I can't do it all on my own. I need people around me. I need those amazing people around me. And the way that, like, I've found in our communities, especially the veteran community, if the more conversations that you have, the more insight it brings and the more opportunities of growth it brings, because most of the people in our veteran community have that same mentality or similar mentalities, as ideologies very similar.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like it was, I found home
Yeah,
again. Like these are where all my brothers and sisters have been. Oh my gosh, how did I miss all of the years? Because they just embrace you.
right.
We're all the same. Our language is the same. Our jokes are not funny to anyone outside of the military,
But they're
right?
hilarious to us.
Yes, they're hilarious. So, yes, it's whether you are in the military or not, there's probably some group of people that you can easily bond with because you have so much in common. But for
Yeah.
those of us who are veterans, it is just a universal language. We embrace each other just like brothers and sisters across all branches, even though we make fun of the Marines for
The
eating
Marines,
crayons.
the Marines, the crayon eaters. I knew it. I was going to go there anyway.
I got there before you.
One of my really good friends, He owns a plumbing company in Colorado. And like every year, he'll send me a picture of the Marine birthday, like Veterans Day. And I'm like, I send him birthday cake with crayons. Like I send him the meme of a birthday cake with crayons every year. So like I totally get it.
I think we should get a picture of a Marine actually eating the candles on the birthday
That
cake. Would be
that
really funny.
that would be even funnier if they were crayons that were birthday cake candles.
Bet they make those.
Exactly, exactly. So one thing that I've seen and it's really affected all businesses over the last like 5, 10 years or so is like the adoption of technology across the board. How are you seeing that in your industries?
Yeah, I'm just going to jump straight ahead to AI. There are people out there who are very scared of it and they're worried about it taking their jobs. And I get asked this question, especially in the coaching industry, all the time. Are you afraid that AI is going to replace you? Because these business owners are able to go into, and I'm specifically talking about chatbots, right?
Yeah.
At this moment, but there are also time management AI tools out there that kind of replace having a conversation around time management, et cetera, et cetera. But specifically around these chatbots where I can go and ask my friendly chatbot, hey, write this marketing email for me, create a nurturing campaign, create a social media calendar for the next month. Yes, you can do that. That will never, ever, ever replace the human being on the other side of the table or the other side of the screen that is asking you hard questions and holding you accountable to the things that you actually want to get done. Because that chatbot is not going to check in on you every day and say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Business owner or leader, did you do this? Did you do the thing that you said you were going to do? AI is not going to replace that
Right.
human interaction. And there's also this piece, Ryan, of empathy that human beings have, and this feeling of loneliness that many entrepreneurs and leaders feel. That loneliness doesn't get better with a chatbot. You can name it, you can talk to it every day, you can even use voice to text if you want to. It will never, ever, ever replace the idea of sitting across from a human being who actually cares about your success.
I couldn't agree more. The thing that I've seen a lot is the ability to be more streamlined in your operations, yet still the critical thinking, the reasoning piece still comes from the humanity side.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off. I apologize.
No, no, you didn't at all. I was agreeing with you. And, the whole idea behind these chatbots being smarter than a human being, no, they learned from human beings in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So, yes, there's a lot of knowledge to be had out there. And by the way, I teach my clients how to use AI tools like these calendaring tools that can help you reclaim your time, or chatbots that can help you create a schedule for your social media content for a full month, create marketing material for you, even give you some advice on writing an email to a client that you're having challenges with, right? I teach them how to use those tools because it is a huge time saver. It just never takes the place of having a human relationship with someone who's going to help you get where you want to go.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Fantastic. So well said on that. Do you mind if we switch gears a little bit, go a little rapid fire questioning for you?
Oh my goodness. I figured this was coming. I don't know what it feels like yet, Ryan, but I'm all for it. Let's go.
All right. So first of all, are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird.
Early bird? Just the military taught you well.
Yeah, I'm not saying I like it.
Fair, fair.
I go to bed early, so that means I have to get up early.
I like it. I like it. Do you have a favorite book that you're reading?
Oh my gosh, right. Okay. I have a favorite book that I just finished reading. It's called Let Them by Mel Robbins. For anybody who
Yes.
follows her,
Yes.
she's amazing. If you have not read this book, you should. There is something in there for everyone.
I love that one. Great call. I know this one a little bit, but like coffee, tea, soda, energy drinks, what are you drinking?
Coffee.
Coffee?
Mushroom coffee.
We just had a conversation about that.
We
You love
did.
the sludge.
Yeah, sludge. Yes.
Do you have a favorite podcast?
Oh gosh. Ryan, it's yours, of course. It's the Milpreneur Podcast
I
with
love
Ryan
it.
Van.
I love it. I love it. Good call. I don't have too much shame in taking a cheap pop. It's all good. Where's your bucket list travel spot?
Venice.
Good call. It's sinking.
Yeah, I got to get there before it's gone,
I
right?
know, right?
There's so many places. And by the way, later this year, I'm super stoked about this. I get to go to Paris for the first time. I've never been to Paris. We're combining that with a trip to London. We're actually going to Manchester for a conference, and we're going to take the train, the
Oh, the
underwater
tunnel?
train to Paris and back. I'm super excited about that. So that's on my bucket list, but it's already scheduled.
That's awesome. Very cool. What's your go-to cheat meal?
Cheat meal. If I could have anything on the planet, a
Yeah.
really great grilled cheese
Oh, there you go. Good call. I
and
like it.
tomato soup.
Nice. What's on your workout playlist right now?
Oh, you know what? That's a really great question. I have one of these favorite songs of mine, and I'm not even going to be able to tell you what it is, but it's a Stevie Wonder song. And it is at the very beginning of my playlist, and it always plays, and it reminds me of riding a bicycle because that's when I first started this playlist. That's what I was doing, was riding a bicycle in a neighborhood. We live in rural South Texas now, and I can't do that. So when I go to the gym, I turn on my playlist, and that Stevie Wonder song comes on, and it's amazing. So I'll have to find the name of it, and we'll put it in the show notes. So that's my fave.
I love it. I love it. Very cool. Well, you made it through our quick little rapid fire section. Well done, Trisha.
Thank you. Did I win anything?
You
Prizes.
you won all the respect.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Awesome. Well, switching back gears a little bit here, if you could go back to Trisha who just went into the military, okay? You can go back in time, you can shake hands with yourself. What piece of advice would you give young Trisha?
First, joining the military, embrace the opportunities for leadership. I, as a young person, was given so many opportunities and I didn't understand why. I was always seen as a leader by everyone else, and I never embraced it or understood why. And looking back, I understand, but as a young person, I didn't. And I'm not saying that I screwed up any of those opportunities. I didn't. I obviously took advantage of them, which led me to where I am today. But I wasn't confident about those opportunities. And I would tell Trisha, 19-year-old Trisha, be confident in the roles that people are asking you to take because you deserve it.
That's some quality stuff right there because so many times we let our own mind play tricks on us. And just being confident in who you are and allowing yourself to feel that you are enough, that's huge in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. 80% of the time, the things that are getting in our way, between our ears.
Exactly.
80%. Yeah.
Exactly. Conversely, you talked about this a little bit, but where do you see yourself in like 5 years from now?
Nice, great question. We've already made the big move to rural South Texas, as I mentioned. We're living on the water. So the canal I can see right out my back doors, 20 feet away. We live across the street from a wildlife refuge, which means no one else will ever live there. We just purchased our forever property, which is 20 acres, about 6 minutes from here, where we're going to start building our house, our compound, if you will. So 5 years from now, the compound's going to be finished, still be working, but I'll be doing less than I do today. What I want to do, Ryan, as I move closer to permanent vacation, is mentor other coaches. I want to spend a lot of my time mentoring other people into this type of business, really helping them understand the difference that we make in all of the industries across the board, being great coaches.
That's phenomenal. And I love what you got going on there. And I love that you have that 5 year growth model plan already set up. So, Trisha, thank you so much for being a part of everything. If people are interested in your services, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, best way to connect with me, I'm just going to send you straight to my LinkedIn page. All you need to do is go to LinkedIn and look up Trisha Stetzel, Trisha Stetz, just like pretzel. My poor husband had to live with that through his elementary school years. So Trisha Stetzel on LinkedIn. You can also, if you just type in trishastetzel.com, it'll take you straight to our website.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and being a part of the Milpreneur Podcast today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Ryan, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for your service, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Once again, Ryan Van Ornum with the Milpreneur Podcast, powered by Cynergists. Go ahead and check out Cynergists.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, have a blessed day. Take care.